Welcome to Neeks Sports. Today we're going to be previewing the Northwest Derby, Manchester United versus Liverpool. It's the big game this weekend. It's been a very interesting season where Liverpool and Man United are concerned. A lot of pundits, fans, ex-players, etc. praising Liverpool's attacking football and how well they've improved under Jurgen Klopp. But at the same time, a lot of them are bashing Mourinho, bashing Man United, boring, not getting the best out of certain players. But the reality is, Manchester United are second. So Mourinho must be doing something right. He's 10 points, got 10 points more at this stage than he did last season, 15 points from the season before. So there's clear improvement of Manchester United. We're definitely playing better football than we have under previous managers such as Moyes and Van Gaal. It's not the best football. There's football that we've played in the past that, we want to kind of reach those heady heights again. But we're improving. It's going to be interesting, the team that he puts out. We know what Jurgen Klopp's going to do. Liverpool pretty much have a plan A and that's about it. And it works, you would say, the majority of the time. But there's a lot of time where it doesn't work, whether in-game, something may change, or even at the beginning of the game it's not happening, but they don't have a plan B. Mourinho has plan A, plan B, probably a plan C. That's the kind of manager he is. We know what Jurgen Klopp's going to do. They're going to come out, they're going to attack, they're going to press, and I'm expecting Mourinho to sit back. Now, he got a lot of stick for doing that at Anfield, but it's a point that we got at Anfield, a point that a lot of teams do not get at Anfield. He also got a lot of stick for doing that against Man City. And obviously Man City being a better team than Liverpool, I understood to an extent the reason why he did it. I don't think the Man United fans are going to accept a performance like we did against Man City. There's no issue with sitting back, playing on the counter-attack. But when it's just full-on defensive and you're really relying on one person up front and maybe one or two chances all game, because the goal that we even scored against Man City, that was because of a defensive error. Granted, both their goals that they scored were our defensive errors, but they were doing most of the pressing, they had all the possession. We didn't really have much of an attacking threat throughout that game, even though we did have a chance very late that Lukaku could have equalised. We're going to have to show much more attacking threat in this game, even though I expect to be playing on the counter-attack. It will be good, if we can see the likes of Rashford, Martial, Sanchez, Lukaku all on the pitch at the same time, but that's very unlikely under Mourinho. I'm expecting him to go with Mata on the right, Sanchez on the left, and Lukaku up front in a 4-3-3 with Pogba, McTominay, and Matic. I do like that 4-3-3. Before Herrera got injured, I would have had Herrera in that three, but McTominay is playing very well and he deserves his position. Pogba obviously prefers to play in that three. He has those two defensive-minded midfielders to protect him, to allow him to produce going forward. But he has to produce going forward. There's no point us playing those players to get the best out of him, and then he's not producing his best. He played very well against Chelsea, dominated that midfield, dominated the battle against Kante, but then we played Crystal Palace in that same 4-3-3, and he was not on his game at all. In the second half, he came much more into it, but in the first half, his performance was epitomised our whole performance in that first half, and we can't afford that against Liverpool. We need to be on it from the start. Going from the back, obviously we've got De Gea. We know that he's the best keeper in the world, there's no doubt about that. Valencia, I'm expecting it's going to be Lindelof and Smalling, which is a shame because Bailly is back from injury, but he's been on the bench the last few games. So I'm not expecting him to start because he hasn't had much game time. It would be great if he could start and if he was ready to start. And if he was ready to start and play the 90 minutes, I will put him straight back in there because without a doubt, he's our best defender. I'm expecting to go with Ashley Young at left back. I would love to see Luke Shaw again, but I can't see that happening. He's obviously preferring Ashley Young at this moment. The three, as I said, Matic, McTominay and Pogba, and Sanchez on the left, Lukaku up front, Mata. The reason why I expect Mata, because I'm not sure Martial's injury situation at the moment, but having the likes of Rashford, Martial, Lingard on the bench to come off if we need them to get back into the game or just fresher legs, etc. That is a very, very devastating prospect. Mata came off the bench against Crystal Palace, and he brought us back into the game. But I think it was Rashford's impact that really set Crystal Palace back. He came on, he stayed high and wide, and he ran at the back four. He very early in the first half, he cut inside and could have created a chance before Crystal Palace went 2-0 up. And that's the kind of threat that he can pose on the counter-attack, especially if it's against tired Liverpool legs off the bench. Mata has a certain creativity and control that a lot of our attacking three doesn't have. Sanchez likes to get on the ball and likes to play certain passes, but his passing accuracy and creativity isn't of the same quality of Mata. He's much more of a direct player, probably more of a goal scorer than a creator. But Mata, I think he can be that link between the midfield and Lukaku. And he's going to have to do defensive work, and he has been doing defensive work under Mourinho. Mourinho has trusted him in a lot of games this season. The key to this game for me is the midfield. Liverpool have got the legs in the midfield. So Pogba, McTominay and Matic are going to have to be on their game. Sanchez needs to stay as high as possible. He can't be coming deep like he did against Crystal Palace, because that condenses the space that Pogba and the rest of the midfield has to work in. The higher he stays, the further he can push Liverpool back, because we know the defence is not great. They've got Van Dijk in, cool, but the defence is not great. So if him and Lukaku can stay high, push them back and give space for Mata and Pogba to operate, I think we can really damage them on the counter-attack late, and I think it's probably going to be later in the game. I think Mourinho will sit back, soak up the pressure, like we did at Anfield. They barely created any chances at Anfield. A few long-range shots that De Gea dealt with, and hopefully we have more of an attacking threat. I'm expecting, I would say, a 1-0. That's what I'm going to go for. 1-0, a goal after the maybe 60th, 70th minute, maybe from one of the substitutes, and I think we'll keep Salah quiet. We kept him quiet already at Anfield. He's on some flying form, but if anyone knows how to do it, it's Mourinho. If we win this game, I think that's second place sorted. We'll be 5 points clear of Liverpool. A couple of big games left. We've got Arsenal, Old Trafford, and Man City away. But I'll be pretty confident if we get this win, second place sewn up, and we can go on for bigger and better things next season. This season, obviously, we're still in the FA Cup, so that's still a target. But as far as the weekend goes, I think it's Manchester all over.